Blessings, BookTube. Well, right off the bat, I'm going to be mispronouncing many of these names, even though I actually did the research for how to say Mabinogion, because I've been saying Mabinogion in my head for 30 years, or I don't know how many long, when I first read this. And today we're talking about chlud, which I've been saying lud, and Relis, which I've been saying Luelis for just about as long. These are two brothers. This is the story of the three plagues, and I want to look at cauldrons. Okay, let's talk about cauldrons first of all. Before we even get anywhere near symbolism or, more metaphorical uses thereof, grails, wombs, all that good stuff. Let's just look at how cauldrons can be used and the importance of them in Celtic life, not just literature. So cauldron is, first and foremost, probably associated with sustenance. Obviously, it's a container, so containing something limits things. It also transports things, so there's a possibility of movement. That was very important for early receptacles in the early life of the early culture givers. Transportation. There's an object of value. So something around like families could be, this could be an heirloom for children. This could be a bride price, or what do you call it, dowry the other way. So it's been something valued. It's something hard, so durability. Things that you can do inside of it. Obviously, you can reduce things down. You can also expand things with adding water. You can transmute, change things by the addition of heat. Experiment. You can experiment. You can put new different things in it and see what you get. What other uses thereof? If it's metal, it's associated with all its constituent ingredients, as well as the craftspeople who make those, whose guilds and castes and roles are often also highly symbolically charged. Anyway, I could go on and on just about cauldrons. They come up all the time in Celtic literature, and also obviously in early Christian literature through the Grail cycle, if you accept that, the Grail as a cauldron. And of course you have T.H. White's Black Cauldron, which was made by Disney, one of their early Disney movies about the Arthurian myths. Okay, so getting into the uses of the cauldron in this story. We got three plagues, we got three brothers, and we've got three uses of the cauldron. It's actually three brothers plus one. So Chlud is son of Beli. So it says Beli the Great, the son of Mabinogion, probably, had three sons, Chlud and no, I'm not going to say the other two. But then a fourth brother, I don't know why he's considered a fourth brother and then why they say there's three brothers, very interesting, is Chlud, and he's the clever one. Chlud, by the way, is where we get London. So I have some, how should I say, you can give me some forgiveness for pronouncing Lud for all that time. Okay. The fella says, "Hey, look, we got a throne on the go in France over here. We should marry into this family. Take the throne of France." So the fella does, goes over to France, and so now we got the King of England, King of France, in the family, the Beli family, and then England gets these three plagues. What are the plagues? So we've got the Cranians. Now, these guys are impossible to defeat because everything that you say, they hear. Okay? So, hard to defeat them. You've got, every May Eve, there's this horrible shrieking. and it kills babies in the womb. It turns the water to blood. I don't know. That's not one of the details actually. What does it actually do? It it does all manner of bad things. Let's just put it that way. Excuse me. Sours the mead, probably. What would be a thing that would happen on May Eve? Men lost their hue. Ooh, men lost their hue. Happens, man, to everyone. Except what was consumed in the first night. Sorry, that's the third one. Women lost their children, and young men and maidens lost their senses, and all the animals and trees on the earth and waters were left barren. So wasteland stuff. Every May Eve, right? The time should be of spring, renewal, this horrible shriek. And then the third is the lost provender, yes. So all of the stores that they put by for times of war, times of famine, disappear. So, except what they could eat in the first night, as you heard. So these are the three plagues. What's causing these three plagues? What can we do about these three plagues? Poor King Hrud, he's at his wit's end. Aha! Lephelus will know. So he takes his ships over to France. France sees all these ships coming, like, what's going on? Sends all their ships out. Hey, what's going on? Then each brother sends out one ship to meet. And lo and behold, it's the brothers. Oh, good, you're not invading me. They embrace. And Hrud shares with Lephelus the problems of the three plagues. Lephelus, no problem. I know what's causing these. I know how to fix it. So the first one is caused by, as I said, these Cranians. They can hear everything that you're saying. So you got to anyway, they have to talk through this horn, and all of a sudden the horn is possessed. You have to pour wine through the horn. All of these stories have a lot more details than I'm going to go into. But basically, to defeat them, now this is going to be a potion use of the cauldron. You got these bugs. I'm going to give you these bugs that you cast the bug water over them, and then it will defeat them. And of course, it works. The Cranians can't hear them plotting, and they get caught with the bug juice, and they're out. And that's interesting. He says, make sure you keep some of these bugs for breeding, in case something like this happens again. Don't use all the bugs. Keep some for the future. So clever that Lephelus. All right. Second, the shriek is caused by a dragon, a shape-shifting dragon. So what's going to happen is you got to go to the geographical center of England. So he measures everything. Britain, maybe, I'm not sure exactly. The island. And it does say exactly where that ends up being in modern times, but I can't remember. And then bury a cauldron there. Or, bury it up to the rim, maybe? I'm not sure. Is there any burying of that? Oh, no, you bury it after. Place a cauldron there. Cover it over with satin. Fill it with mead. And you'll see, if you're in the exact center, you can see the dragons. So you can see these invisible dragons fighting. They're forms of all different animals fighting each other. Real cool scene. And eventually they become piglets fighting each other. I don't know why piglets. And the piglets, they're little, so they fall through the satin, right? They fall through the satin and drink up all the mead and get drunk and fall asleep. And then you bury them in that cauldron, in that place of surety, whence they cannot emerge. And so, for all we know, those shape-shifting dragons are still buried there somewhere in England. So be careful if you're doing renovations in your home, my British watchers, that you don't let them out. Third plague. So that's the second use of the cauldron as a sort of a trap or container. Now, the third one is the lost provender. So what's happening is this mage, this magician, is putting everybody to sleep and taking away all the grain, right? So in order to not fall asleep, and again, there's all kinds of details and on, but to make it quick, basically put a big, huge cauldron of ice cold water and whenever you feel like you're going to fall asleep, you plunge yourself in the cauldron. So this is very interesting. This is the use of the cauldron on yourself. Not quite a transformation, but an awakening. And then, through vigilance, the magician cannot take your food. And so there you go. So here we have the mighty cauldron defeating 3 plagues in Britain in this wonderful story of the Mabinogion. Check it out. It's good stuff. That's just one story, one little story of this whole amazing book. So I was looking for a good one to share with you. I wanted to talk about cauldrons because I think they're such a huge, important motif and theme. And they're used in so many ways through the adventures of the various heroes here. Check it out, Mabinogion.